Good morning, everyone. All right, so I normally don't put these vids together during the week and not very early in the morning, but here we are. It's been a while, so it's been over a month, so I knew I had to get something out for you guys. So, top of the morning, it's Eric Kinnaman, your TLC Hiking Group leader and organizer, and let's start off with TLC Hiking T-shirts. They are in the process of taking orders right now from all of you. I'll send out one more notification, wait a few days, and then I'm going to actually place the order. As of right now, I do have more than 36, the minimum order to place. So we're good with that. The cost is going to be roughly $20. It may be $1 or $2 less or $1 or $2 more per shirt. So anyhow, that's the scoop. Get your orders in. I've emailed you, Facebooked, done a couple forms of communication on that. If you miss out on the order and I hear you later, oh, I wish I would have got one, well, maybe you need to check your emails or join Facebook. Yeah, I know people don't want to join for whatever reasons, but it is a fantastic form of current and fluid communication when doing these hiking events. Nobody says you have to be a everyday typical Facebooker, but if you want to be kept in the loop minute for minute on some of these events, a Facebook thread is the way to go. Okay, moving on. The first hike, getting caught up, we were in Zion National Park back in July the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And we had done Narrows top down, which was the full 16 miles, the permits that we had to get, the infrastructure it took with the shuttle and all that was quite intrusive. Sorry, early morning. There were a good amount of people who went bottom up and had met us roughly in the middle of the Narrows, right around the Big Spring area. All in all, the weekend was fantastic. We caught a rainstorm coming out of the Narrows, which was, kind of scary. Thunder, lightning, downpour, rain while you're stuck in a slot canyon is probably never a good thing to have happen. Nobody got washed away in flood, so all was okay. But it's still something in the back of your mind that lies there when it starts raining and you're in a slot canyon. The following day, Saturday, we went up to Angel's Landing, and keep in mind these hikes, Narrows and Angel's Landing is like ranked number 3 and 5 best hikes in the United States or the world, something like that by National Geographic. I've read that article a long time ago. Our shuttle driver that was taking us to the Narrows had mentioned it again. The Angel's Landing hike, the cables or the chains going up on the spine, truly a magnificent hike, almost like a Half Dome. Half Dome was harder and more scarier in my opinion, but definitely something, if you're an avid hiker, those two hikes should be on your bucket list. Magnificent weekend with some great friends. We had a great time. Moving on, the following hike that I had done was Mount Humphreys last weekend. Yes, last weekend. And we caught freezing rain, sleet, wind, fog, a few snow flurries at the summit, cold weather. First time I've ever caught that nasty of weather. I've had some rain and some hail here and there on Humphreys in periodic, intermittent spots, but this was kind of just rain almost the entire time we were on the trail. So it became a miserable hike, but it was needed. We needed to get the training for the elevation, and we did. Coming up this coming weekend, this Saturday, is Mount Wrightson. Now, a couple things to know about Mount Wrightson. One, this is yet another training session for Mount Whitney, but also, additionally, Mount Wrightson is an American backcountry classic. What that means, not exactly sure, But if you're familiar with the website American Backcountry Classic, it's a website that they put together what they determine some of Americans' most classic hikes, and they put them on shirts, so you can buy T-shirts and microfiber shirts. And this is one of those that are in Arizona. The ironic thing is that a lot of these hikes that they consider an American Backcountry Classic are here in Arizona. Humphreys is one. Mount Lemmon is another. We've already done those two. Mount Wrightson is one of the last 3 that we have yet to do. We are doing that on Saturday. It's going to be roughly 4,000 feet in elevation gain. And I think we'll top out at 90-some hundred, 9,000 and some change, right around there. It's going to be a wonderful day, in my opinion. They're calling for a chance of rain, highs of mid-50s at the summit, which is better than 110 here in Phoenix, so I don't mind that as much. The following weekend, though, is Whitney. A long, planned event over a year ago. We started putting this in motion. It is almost here. Keep in mind that it did snow on Sunday on Whitney. 3-4 inches of fresh powder. And here's the gist of it that I'm getting, because I'm on these Whitney blogs now, that it is pretty clear to hike at night on Whitney, and the storms and the rain and the snow are coming in during the day. We are starting at 2, just something to put out there. We may want to start at midnight. I know people probably are not fond of that, but I'll let it up to the party. From what I'm hearing, if you start at midnight, it's another 2 hours that you will not be in precipitation. So we may want to start at midnight opposed to 2 a.m. I'll let that up to the entire party and make a democracy or a democratic vote on that. Moving on, I think that's about it. When we come back from Whitney, the next hike's going to be over to Labor Day weekend. We'll talk about that later on another vid clip. Get your T-shirt orders in, folks. And I think that's about it. And I apologize. It is early morning. I'm putting this thing together because I know I'm not going to have time this weekend. Other than the hike, I've got the kids all weekend, so I know I'm not going to get any time to do this over the weekend. With that said, make it a productive week. Hope to see you guys on Mount Wrightson this weekend, and say a little prayer for us for next weekend for Mount Whitney. That's it, folks. See ya. Get in the shower. I'm going to work. Peace.